Brooklyn Bodega Radio, and I'm here with a very, very talented producer by the name of
Buckwild.
See, we were just discussing hip-hop music and, you know, the commercial tunes versus the underground or like the real core hip-hop tunes. And I was saying Time Is Up by OC, or rather by you, Rom Over by OC, you know? Yes, is one of my favorite tunes, and he was saying that basically, you know, you got that record as like the
on
real,
one side for the underground dudes and the commercial appeal.
Right.
I Black Rock record, which is one of the biggest records, so it's like looking at it,
right.
You know, even the history with that record, I have one of the most underground dudes, which is LP. You know, and I seen him one day in Sound Library, and he's like, yo, you know, not for nothing, but you made the only records on Bad Boy that I really listened to.
Yeah.
And it's like LP is a real straight hip hop dude. It's like I respect him for that.
Right.
And to me, it's like I looked at that. It's like, you know, it's a real big thing coming from him.
Right.
Because like as soon as you say Bad Boy, it's like okay, I don't want to hear it. It's too commercial. Right. So to have that was like you have a record that the hip hop dudes respect. That became commercial.
Right.
Like I think it's an honor.
Yes.
You know, and to me, I look at these things. I'm like, wow, you know, doing one record that's synonymous, you know, for 15 years for dudes since '94 till now, you know, through generation to generation, and then having Rob's record, I think that's a big thing.
It is a big thing. I mean, I was gonna ask you. I mean, I'm not a producer myself, so I don't know what goes behind it. But how do you create? Like, what happens? Do you hear random noises, and then you're like you wake up in the middle of the night, you know, like some people. How do you create?
I'm a sample dude.
Okay.
And it's like I'll listen to millions of records. Like,
okay.
I've got to have at least 20,000, 30,000 records. And I listen to what I think is the most nostalgic records that, you know, that's not common.
Okay.
You know, which would have, you know, which would be the most ear-catching records.
Right.
You know, the people will feel. It's like I look from there and I try to find, you know, the best loops or samples of instruments or whatever I can find and incorporate that to what I do.
Right.
You know.
Okay. So you listen to, so that's how, I guess that's the homework that producers do, is listen to everything.
Yeah, you gotta have an appreciation for music. If you have no appreciation for music,
right.
I don't think you can really be a good hip hop producer because everybody that I know that does, even to a lot of commercial dudes on the Pharrell and Swiss, and it's like even on down to Cormega, etc. You know, Showbiz, even my producer, Finesse, we have appreciation for music on one sort.
Right.
You know, and you'd be surprised. It's like, you know, some dudes make one type of hit and other dudes make another type of hit.
Right.
Like Cream makes the biggest underground hits of even that goes commercial also. You know, he's one of my favorite producers. Like I look at him like, wow, you know, that Cream beat is crazy. I gotta step my game up.
I know. Well, I be telling him because you know, me and Cream, we're cool. Peace up, Cream. You know, Peace Cream. And I be telling him I wish I was an MC just so you could make me a beat. You know what I mean?
I said the same thing. Like I wish I was an MC so I could give them. Everybody had a Primo beat except for me.
I know. I was like, make me a ringtone or something. You know, when someone calls me. You know.
And I think even like to me it's like, you know, he's one of the dudes I looked up to before I started doing beats. Because I used to listen to him, you know, even with Gangstar, Nas, etc. before I even got in, and it's like, you know, just to see where he's come from there to now, it's like, you know, it's exceptional.
How did you get? I mean, you've been doing this for a while, and I know you have songs coming out on various records now.
Yeah.
How did you actually get into it? Is it, you know how like with MCs they say they've been rapping since they were 7? Like with a producer, how does it start?
Well, I started as a DJ, and most good producers started
as DJs.
You know, and it's like, I hooked up with Finesse. Finesse is like, I owe everything I've done to really him. And you know, if I never met Finesse, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. Because from mixtapes to that, you know, he took me on tour, he did a lot of things for me to put me where I need to be, which I call an apprenticeship. So I think everybody needs to be an apprentice. That's what the game is missing because you're not an apprentice no more. You come and you're right in the game. It's like
at least they want to be right away, and that's why they're short-lived because they don't do the levels like you said.
You have to. It's like you need to study. It's like you have to study under these guys, you know, who are it. Like even for me, it's like I have Finesse, Showbiz, Diamond D. You know, L came after me, OC came the same time. So when you look at it for our crew, you know. And see the apprenticeship is like, you know, we were nurtured by, you know, like, nah, don't do this, you need to be able to do this way. You know, one person led the pack and passed the knowledge down, and that's what's missing right now. So if we had that, we would have the love back in the game and we have hot records. You know?
Okay, well speaking of love in the game and records, I don't know if you can leak everything because I know things are coming out, but what are you working on right now? Like what's coming out that we should be keep on our ears too?
I don't know. I can't say what is coming out because even with a lot of these, with the industry is so fickle when dudes losing their deals.
Okay.
Like I've had so many. I think I've had a record on almost every album that was coming out, and then through the powers that be, you know, hey, what happens? You know,
Right.
But I know, like I was on Jada's album, I was on Styles' album, I was on Beanie's album. They just dropped. I was on Immortal Techniques album. Meth and Red's album. I was on Redman's album previous to this. I was on a lot of records. It might not have a commercial appeal, but you know, one of the records, even Redman record was very big in Europe. So it's like when you look at it, it's appreciated somewhere. So like I said, we need to bring the love back to the music so that way these guys who have dope albums, they will shine.
And you talk about the apprenticeship. I mean, it's not only so much, I guess, people wanting to learn, but isn't it also, but isn't it also the people who've been in the game who are willing to bring you in? Do you think that a lot of people who've been around for a while are down to do that? To teach?
I don't know, probably so, but I think even with that, if you do that, it has to be a mutual respect between both parties. So it's like the younger dude has to respect the older dude, and the older dude has to respect the younger dude. And when you have that, it's like, I think some of the younger dudes have to respect the art more because without the art, you have no product to sell. And that's the whole thing. So if your art isn't great, you know, like I remember even a dude like Puff went to managing OC when he heard Time's Up. So that's, to me, I think that's when you make a big mark for a dude who's became such a, like the commercial person, sometimes even the person that dudes hate, who's a big hip hop lover, like, wow, you know, I love what you did. I see a big vision for it. You know, who knows, maybe it took a record his album to another level, maybe it wouldn't, but we'll never know. But you know, it shows what you're doing. You're the best at what you're doing.
I completely 100%. I like the fact that I'm talking to the producer about it. You know what I'm saying? Because people always, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, Cormega was saying upstairs, you know, the real hip hop people know that hip hop is a culture and it consists of everybody. DJ, the producer, the MC. You know what I'm saying? Graffiti artist. I got a bag. I didn't bring it today. I didn't want to floss, but it said the 4 elements of hip hop.
Yeah, it's like, I love that. It's like, even for me, it's like, that's a lot of things I used to love. I love seeing the breakdance, you know, Crazy Legs, you know, Rocksteady, the graffiti artists, you know, even seeing TAT, you know, Hope 2, etc., etc. Like, these are the things, like, when I got into hip hop, it was about that. It wasn't just about, hey, you know, you can make a quick buck. You know, it's the culture, it's how we live, how we dress, how we talk, etc., etc. And I think a lot of like, it's been sensationalized a little, but you know, you have to, you know, kind of get it right. It's like, you know, if a younger dude doesn't know, you have the ability to pull his coattail and be like, look, this is what you need to know. Teach him the business. It's like some of the older dudes do that, maybe it might, you know, be something different.
Well, and I guess in the words of Buckwild, maybe we bring the love back, right?
Yeah,
we get the apprenticeship, right?
You need to be an apprentice because you got to study under somebody. Everybody is done. It's like, when you look, Nas was under Lost Professor. Name another dude. Jay-Z, he was under Jazz, you know, he was under Clark Kent, etc., etc. You know, so when you look at it, everyone who was hot was under somebody and learn something from them, so they can carry the torch and make it bigger than what it is.
Completely. So all the new MCs out there, it's a great thing.
Don't step your game up, but just give it some people so you can learn what's going on.
Exactly. You know, educate yourself.
Educate yourself. I'm saying about stepping your game up, like Soulja Boy said. It's like that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole other
thing. Like, yo, you got my number. If you feel I'm doing something wrong for me, you can find me. Like these older dudes, you can find the younger dudes. The younger dudes, you can find the older dudes. Get together.
Make more love and music.
Make it hot.
Make it hot. Make it hot. Buckwild, you go Raven. We're from Bodega. We out.
Yeah.